The dream is starting to become real. Like, I came to college to try it. That was my mindset going into college was I'll see what I can do with it, see if it's something I can do. And that was already when I was making around 10K a month. I'd already hit 10K a month. And I still went to college, even in high ticket sales. But as soon as I got here, I knew it was something that I just couldn't do. I had been going to classes and doing everything that you have to do for college, right? I'd made good grades. I was always smart, make good grades, and then I just stopped. There was something that just clicked one day because it felt like there were two parts of me. One part that was saying, go all in with your business. Go all in with high ticket sales and building your business. That's the most important thing. That's what you want to do. That is your dream. Follow that. And that's what one part of me was freaking telling me to do. I was like, just do it, right? But there was another part of me that was like, your dad's telling you to do this. Your mom's telling you to do this. Everyone's telling you to do this. It's the normal route. Just do it. Just do it on the side. But the issue is there's like two parts of me. One person that was going all in, one person that wasn't. And so like, imagine there's like an open door, right? I had one part out, one part in. And so I didn't know. I'm so, it's like split personalities. You can't be two different people. And so it was hard. Like I was losing my mind. I've been losing my mind in college for the past 2 months. And it's been a matter of like, I can't do college. And there came a point around a month ago where I just stopped going to class. I didn't even go. I stopped checking Canvas. I was like, you're not doing college. There's no way. Because I saw the end result of college, what comes out of it. And it wasn't for me. It wasn't something I could do. I physically, there was no way I could do college. I could never work a 9 to 5. I had one class here that they went over that the average college graduate makes $78K a year. Working a 9 to 5 job. Like you're stuck in a cycle, you're stuck in a loop, just working a 9 to 5 for $78K a year pre-tax. That boils down to maybe high 60s, low 60s. That's nothing. It's like 5K a month. I've made that in a day before. It's been my best day was 5K in a day. Right? And so I realized like, that's nothing. And I couldn't do that. I couldn't go down the 9 to 5 route. Even if that meant making 100K a year, 200K a year. I could not imagine doing that and going down the college route. And it's genuinely depressing just going through college. It's just school all over again. It's a glorified version of school, right? A school with better parties, basically. That's all it is. And more drinking. And I hated it. I could not imagine doing that for another 4 years. And so I just stopped going to class, stopped doing it. I planned to drop out. And I knew I had to talk to my parents about that at some point, right? That would be a conversation I have. And it was pretty surreal. Like, I'm committing to this. But now, recently, it's like, it's about to happen. I have the meeting with my advisor tomorrow to talk about it and plans for actually doing it. Dropping out, and then I go home to talk to my parents about all of it, like in person, right? Which I already just called my mom literally an hour ago and just fully broke it down, and I am dropping out. No, I'm dropping out of college. I'm done. I'm not doing it. It's not even I'm in college, but I'm not going to class. No BS excuse for going all in. I'm going all in. It's actually happening, and it's actually here. And it's insane. It's really surreal that this is actually happening because a part of me knew that having a normal job wasn't for me. It was ever since I had my first job as a math tutor, actually, and also working fast food in high school, early high school. I knew it's just something I couldn't do. And at the school route, while I was doing it for my parents at the time, I had great grades. I was very smart. I'm not one of those people that says, oh, I was really stupid in high school, or I couldn't, I was never the smartest kid in school. I was the C student, F student. No, I was an A student in honors and AP classes. I was good at school. but it wasn't for me. I knew it wasn't for me. I was doing this solely because I knew my parents would get mad at me if my grades were bad, and they still took care of me. They made the decisions for me. I'm under 18. They still kind of make decisions, unless I just ran away from home, which I wasn't going to do. And now it's like I'm actually making this decision. It's actually happening. It's come full circle. 2 years ago, I started really locking into high ticket sales, the business model I'm in, and I thought, this is what I'm going to do to make a lot of money. I had a dream going into it. I was like, I will make this work. And even though I knew I'd make it work then when I started, there's always still that little bit of doubt, right? There's always just that tiny little bit of doubt in your mind, little bit of uncertainty. And it's finally come full circle. I'm doing very well. Things are working for me. And I'm dropping out. Like, I'm fully committing to this. It's not I have a plan B or anything. It's like I'm at a point where I'm committing to this and seeing where I can take it, because I know I can take this to the moon. I can take it to 7 figures a month, and I will take it there, just with sales, and then later on breaking into real estate and all those things. And I know it's going to happen. I know, for example, that like this watch that I bought that was like $600, I can guarantee you before next summer, 2026, this will be Rolex, AP, Richard Mille, something, right? The car I have, Porsche Macan GTS, I'm at least going to have an M3 comp. At least. I know it's going to happen, right? Because I know the skills I have and how I can scale them. And that this is going to work. It's not even a question of if anymore. And little me, like 2 years ago me, not even 2 years ago, like 3-4 years ago me, when Andrew Tate blew up, would be like just insanely proud of where I am. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that whole time period, I was doing so many things to make money, and just none of it worked. And to think that it actually did work. It wasn't just fake. All the online stuff, it wasn't fake. It wasn't a scam. It wasn't bullshit. Like it's real. Like I found it and I did it. I would be so proud of myself to see where I am today. But yeah, it's actually happening. My parents are super traditional, but I called my mom and she actually knew, because I would call her and I'd update her on the things that I was doing. When I had my first 4K day, which was like my biggest day ever, I called her. She was actually the first person I called to tell about it, right? I love my mom. People always say like, oh, I betrayed my mom to do everything, right? I ran away from home. I love my mom. I tell her everything about it, right? That's not a bad thing. It's just that like when I'm really excited about something, she's the person I want to call and tell, like, I'm doing this, and so like the first person I called to tell her about it, and she knew when I called her today. She knew that was going to be the case, that I was done. Obviously, she had her mom worries in her mind, but she knew that like part of her, something just clicked in her mind. She said, yeah, for the past 24 hours, I've been thinking about this. She knew that I was going to drop out. And it's like, when you get to a point where the energy you give off just in the way you speak, the way you look, and what you do is radiating that you're going to do something great with this, with what you're doing, and that you're going to be successful, people around you understand it. And it actually changes the way people believe in you and see you. Like, my mom always was very, you just need to focus on plan B, focus on college, focus on school. Never once did she tell me that I need to go all in with my business, but I showed my mom that I need to go all in, basically. I made myself succeed. I did everything I could. Well, it was kind of against what she was telling me to do for a while. When I called it a day, she was like, I know you need to go all in with this. you need to see where you can take this. That's exactly what she said. Quote, you need to see where you can take this. A year ago, she was telling me I shouldn't do it. Right? She was telling me I should get a normal job. It wasn't going to work out. And now she's telling me I need to see where I can take this. Because I showed her that it works. And so it's just like a really emotional moment that like I'm actually dropping out. It's happening. It's the weight is off my shoulders. I'm free. This is what I get to do. I get to make this happen now. And so this is me documenting the journey of I started out with nothing, no support from anyone, no help from anyone, no help investing in any businesses, to now I'm at the stage where I am going all in. And I mean all in, right? There's no 10% anywhere else. People will say I'm going all in on my business when they just invest all their money or something, but there is no other option anymore than for me to succeed. Like I have to succeed in this, and I know it's God's plan for me to succeed in this. So I wanted to document this moment of me dropping out and what it's really like, because it's partly scary. It's really freeing and it's amazing, but you're going all in. At the end of the day, it is a risk. You're getting rid of a comfortable plan, a plan B. You're going all in on it. But I know I'm going to guarantee that it works so that it isn't a risk for me. So, yeah.